my night owls, and look, I went blonde. Yeah, I dyed my hair today. At first, when I first did it, I looked in the mirror, I'm like, what the heck? I don't like it. And it actually grew on me. I don't know why. When I saw it, it looked like, I don't know, it looked kind of horrible. There are spots that still have, like, brown. My hair was, like, really dark brown. And, of course, down here, they're, like, almost white, and you can still see, like, green in it. Because I had green hair, and so it, like, looks almost white, blonde. But, yeah, it's good. I like it. It's just, like, when I first saw it, stop smacking me in the face. When I first saw it, I'm like, what the heck? I don't like it. Because I thought there was, like, a lot of brown and it was all patchy and weird. And I'm like, okay, that's not what I wanted. I wanted, like, my whole hair to be blonde. But, like, I don't know. Like, I didn't like it. But now, I don't know. Like, I like it. It's weird. But you can still, like, look at it. You can see brown. That's why it made me mad, because you can see the brown, but it still looks good. Like, see, there's brown right there. I don't know, like, when I was doing it, I was putting it, like, on my head, and I made sure to get everywhere as good as possible, and I put it in as long as it told me to, and I put it in even a little bit longer, maybe like 5 more minutes, just because I was doing something, and I was trying to finish it before I got in the shower, and I thought, oh, that 5 extra minutes will probably, like, do whatever to it, but nope, it didn't. But I like it now. I like it. Like, I was sitting here playing around before I started it. See, look at, there's that. But then it looks good still, even though it has brown still in it. I am eventually, once I am done with my blonde hair, I'm going back to brown. I'm gonna dye it back to my original color for just a little while, just because I kind of miss my original hair. So I'm gonna go back to my brown hair, and then I am gonna dye it another color, but I don't know what color. Well, I'm going to, I don't know what I'm going to dye it next time. But well, anyways, so if you want to, you can go down in the description and tell me what color I should dye my hair, if you like. Okay, and that's not the only reason why I'm making this video. Another reason I'm making this video is because I haven't been recording a lot. Reason is, I don't know what to make a video of. Nothing happens in my life for me to vlog about it. I haven't been able to find any games that I really want to play, and any games that I do want to play on my channel, I can't play because it costs, of course, money, and that's the thing I do not have. I have it, it's in my bank account, it's just I don't have a credit card to use it to buy the game and whatever, and it makes me mad. But it is what it is, and I work with what I have, and I don't want to, like, throw myself into YouTube if it's not going to work out. But I'm hoping it will, and eventually I'll get more followers and stuff like that. But it's going slowly, and I'm hoping that eventually I'll do more videos. Another thing I wanted to make this video is because there was a bad accident on the thruway, and my dad was involved in it. He was driving along, and a car ahead of him had crashed. I guess the roads were slippery, and it crashed. And the police officers were there on scene, trying to figure it out, what happened, all that stuff. And my dad was driving along, saw the accident, and started to slow down. And this truck that was driving near him, I don't know which side, but he was driving near him, he had jackknife, which is pretty much losing control of the car, of your truck and losing, like, pretty much like a car going off the road, but they call it like crashing the car, but they call it jackknifing for a truck. So, the guy jackknifed, hit into my dad. My dad started to lose control of his truck, but luckily he kept it under control and had stopped. But that guy jackknifing made other cars slam into him, and those cars slammed into one another, and it was just one big pileup. Cars just kept running into each other, hitting each other, crashing into each other. Some tried to avoid and hit something else, and it was just a big mess. And from what I've heard and looked on the news, it was on the news, and not all of them, I think some of them were sent to the hospital. Some walked away with just minor injuries. So far, there's no deaths, and I'm hoping it stays that way. But my dad, he is fine. He hurt his shoulder. The guy that jackknifed walked away with a bad leg injury, and everyone else went to the hospital, or they didn't go to the hospital, they just went home because they got checked out by the ambulance people and then left, or they went to the hospital, and I think it was all minor injuries. I haven't looked at the story since, and it happened early this morning, and it lasted all the way into the afternoon, and then my dad finally got released to go home or to go back to his job. Of course, he couldn't go back to his job because he didn't have a truck, but somebody came and picked him up and brought him to wherever. But yeah, I was sitting here, minding my own business, and my cell phone started to ring, which it was my Aunt Denise, which is my dad's mom, yeah, my dad's sister, one of his sisters, and she's like, hey sweetie, I'm like, hey, she's like, I just want to let you know that your dad got into a accident. He was driving along, and a truck, sorry, my brain's like trying to shut off because I'm starting to get tired because it's like late at night. Anyway, so the truck had jackknifed, hit his car, and she pretty much told me everything, and I'm like, oh, and I was kind of freaked out, but not really, and I was happy that he just walked away with just a shoulder injury, and everything's okay. And I was shocked because my family members, when something happened to my dad one time, he had cut his wrist open and he had to go get surgery, and I did not know anything about it until late at night. And I was shocked that she actually called me and told my mom, told me that something happened to my dad. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if my mom knows. And I'm like, well, she's probably gonna call. She called me, so she's probably gonna call my mom. So I'm like, oh, I'll give it a few minutes, and then I'll call her to see if she did or not. And I did, and she did not call my mom. But my mom had called my dad to talk to him about my sister, who's living in this one area that gets tornadoes, and one had touched down near her, so she called him to tell him what happened, and he's like, I can't talk right now, there was a bad accident, there's police here, I'll call you back. And she's like, oh, okay. And then it was just all that stuff. It's all good, and everyone's fine, and my dad walked away with just minor shoulder injury, and I'm hoping that it's the same for everyone else, that they walked away with minor injury, no one died, or anything like that. But yeah, that's the end of this video on my Nat Owls. I hope you loved my hair. But like I said, if you leave a comment down below, tell me what I should dye my hair next. And yeah, I'll see all you beautiful night owls tomorrow. Goodbye. Insane.
What